How's it? I'm Shaun Pearson, the product owner for social tech at Technologies. It's my job to help brands like yours get a better insights and understanding of social data. So today I want to tackle a really big question. Is your brand actually listening to the conversations that matter most? Traditional methods feel safe because they produce structured, clean data that's easy to report on and familiar to stakeholders. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that comfort creates a bit of a dangerous blind spot in many cases. You're only seeing what's easy to measure and not what's really happening. And yes, social data can look messy, but that's also where the unfiltered truth lives. The real challenge is knowing how to clean and translate that data into something actionable. And once teams see how to do that, it completely changes the way they operate. The danger is you're getting the polite, curated version of the truth and what people are comfortable telling you, essentially, not the raw emotional reality that drives behavior. So that means you're often making decisions on an incomplete picture of brand health. And without that unfiltered signals from social, you're always reacting to problems only after they've hit, instead of spotting them early and getting ahead of them. Focus groups are often too slow and too costly to keep up with today's pace. You capture what people say they do, but that doesn't often reflect how they actually behave. Social is spontaneous and honest. It's people talking in the moment. And while focus groups give you a static snapshot, social actually provides a continuous living stream of insight that you can tap into anytime you need. And in fact, with today's social listening solutions out there like Brandwatch Consumer Research, you can even define unsolicited focus groups that you can then still use to tap into that constant stream of conversation that happens within specific groups within your market or your audience. Social media is absolutely the front line for customer experience. It's where urgency, frustration, excitement all play out in real time. So for instance, in retail, it's where you see trends forming, product feedback emerging, and purchase intent signaled before it kind of shows up in your sales. And for insurance, it's where trust is built or lost long before a formal claim or a complaint. If you're not watching these conversations, you're missing the earliest and most honest indicators of brand health. Yeah, this is always the fun part, uncovering new slang, memes, cultural references, and things that shape how people talk about your brand or your category online. You can also uncover unexpected audience segments. For instance, a bank realizing that Gen Z is discussing financial literacy on TikTok. And then, of course, the outliers, the anomalies, the alerts like sudden spikes in sentiment or conversation that can signal either an opportunity to jump on or even a crisis that you can stop before it really escalates. Smart teams are definitely feeding it straight into their content calendars and engagement strategies so that they're actually part of the conversation that their audience is already having. They're using real-time monitoring to get ahead of potential crises before they make headlines. And they're also giving their product teams direct, unfiltered customer feedback that can drive anything from quick feature tweaks to brand new product launches. One example is a QSR brand using social listening to segment and identify the real cause behind a spike in customer complaints. And by fixing the root issue, they did not only reduce complaints, but actually saw a measurable lift in customer satisfaction. Another example is a bank, one of my own clients, who are experiencing a high proportion of general negative sentiment. So using social listening, they're able to identify the root causes of negative comments and where it stems from. In many cases, actually from the brand's communication itself. So by making subtle strategic changes to their content strategy, they're already starting to see an increase in that net sentiment. I mean, you can't afford for it to be a nice to have anymore. The market moves so fast. It's like driving while you're only looking in the rearview mirror. You're making decisions based on what's already happened, not what's happening now or what's even coming. So listening is both a competitive advantage and a risk management tool. Without it, you're completely flying blind. Thank you for watching. If you want to explore how social listening can work for your brand, feel free to reach out. Book a demo using the link in the description.